All right, I'm dealing with I guess a heat headache. I guess you call it. You get like a little migraine when it's too hot or some shit. I've been drinking a lot of water, so I'll be all right. But yeah, I kind of didn't want to make this video. I kind of well, I don't know. First things first, I wasn't wrong about the Freemason BS. Second thing, I have another second thing, but I forgot. But the video wasn't even about that. It's about people. It involves. I'll say this. Years ago, I made a video calling out a company just to find out it was never the company, but the feds have informants. They go around spying on people. Apparently, they're hiding it behind FISA, Section 702. It's really FISA because that's how I've been noticing a lot of these folks are kind of like mostly immigrants that act like they could look like they work for the law enforcement. I guess to keep their green card or something like that. And I'm not trying to be racist, but it's true. And there's immigrants that actually call this out too, and other foreigners that tell me that yes, there's like how Black Americans as Uncle Toms and stuff. There's like house immigrants too that take orders. I think house immigrants is even worse than house Negroes at the end of the day. But yeah, so pretty much what immigrants been telling me like it's FISA. So take a guess how they using it. Like I said in the last video, but people I know that's actually like immigrants, some actually cool. They tell me yes, the same thing happened to them. There's informant Mexicans, informant Jamaicans, informant Nigerians. At the end of the day, I think it's where you live at, and if your parents is from out of the country and you moved into this country and you committed a crime, take a guess what they're gonna use you to do. Probably, pretty much you sold your soul to the feds at the end of the day, because they're either gonna kick you out of the country or have ICE spy on you. Like, that's a whole nother story for another day. But I'm gonna focus on the informants. And years ago, this video will be more about the people that the people that watch the video that I used to work with. They gonna know who I'm talking about. Cause I'm gonna do my best not exposing the person's. I can't even say the name because he using different names. But years ago, I made a video about 30D Grimy, free 30D Grimy, and what he told me. I said he told me some stuff that had me scratching my head because at that time I was only working there 2 days a week, so I didn't know what truly was going on back then. Fast forward, first thing first, I'm gonna do my best not exposing the fraud, but like I said before, the people I work with and I know they know who I'm talking about. But when me and Dirty D Grimy was working at that place, I remember him leaving. As soon as he left, the guy that was working the expo line, he left. I'm calling his name A. I'll call name A. Name A. All right, years later, blah 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 blah. I didn't know what was going on until like 2020, actually to 2022, which is actually kind of funny when I actually when I actually went to Apple. Apple told me, oh, somebody illegally hacked their phone just to find out it's been affixed illegally. And now I'll say that for another video. But yeah, so that's like 2022 shit. I came back to that job not know name A. Remember name A? Cause I came back to that job around 2022, I think. I only lasted like 3 months because at the time I did not know what was going on. And I didn't know they was actually planning informant bitches at that job. Because the same people came back up there is when 30D Grimy was still working there. They came back, and once I left, they disappeared. So the feds was always spying on 30D Grimy, and somehow I got sucked into it. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lawyer to find out where this shit actually started at. Cause I think my situation traced back way back then. But yeah, when I came back, name A was there. He was at the expo line. Noted he left when 33 Grimy left. So he been gone for like years. Cause it's like before he blew up as a rapper, Dirty D Grimy. He blew up as a rapper and stuff like that. So name A, Expo Cook. So people that actually know this video know what I'm talking about. Like I said, this is back in 2022. And there's more I could talk about at that time, but I'm gonna say it for another video. It's involved quote unquote family and more Freemason BS. But not Freemason, but like feds. Well, it all ties into at the end of the day because the feds take orders for the Freemasons. Or feds are in Freemasons. which I think feds shouldn't be in your Freemasons. I think that's illegal. Apparently, I think it's France where they forcing them to disclose where they're part of the, if the police officers are a Freemason, because like I said, that's conflict of interest, and they go a lot of people can get in trouble for that. But yeah, so name A, he came back magically out the blue, blah blah blah. He came out the blue. He was saying stuff that was actually stuff that me and 33 got me talked about. That's another thing. This guy, I think he's going around saying he knew him or something. He's hella cool with him, which he clearly wasn't. He was like he's an old head that's acting like a street dude. Which 9 times out of 10 that usually means they're informants. But yeah, so he was an old head trying to. He got like Peter Pan syndrome or some shit like that. Now I had some homeboys that I was hella cool with that I knew for years. So put two and two together how I be knowing shit. And on top, I used to live out there, and I grew up out there most of my life before I moved. But yeah, so name a lieutenant. He was an old head informant. Expo, cause like I said, I ain't gonna do my best to expose him. That's like 2022 ish. I brought it up to some of the former coworkers and XYZ said, why this man go behind people back sneak dissing? Apparently he was doing this to the rapper also, but at the end of the day, I was only there 2 days a week. Now, there's more I could talk about because I remember I only lasted 3 months and I left, and I heard as soon as I left, a lot of people disappeared. So watch my other videos of me exposing that, and this is clearly some type of illegal program that's spying on Americans or people in general, because people be telling me law-abiding citizens they illegally spying on law-abiding citizens. Oh yeah, so fast forward, blah blah blah. Other situation. I'm only gonna focus on this situation. So I'm working at a new job in Pagedale. A job in Pagedale. I kept it quiet on months because I kind of knew, but I kept quiet on months about the situation, XYZ. Then it's when something happened. Cause I was triggered too at the end of the day. And on top of I know my phone is being tapped because like I get a fucking alerts every time one of these weirdos use these federal devices. If y'all want me to, I'll make a whole nother video breaking down a lot of the devices that they use. Cause some of these devices they need to use, they have to be close to you. Again, I can make a whole video how to detect informants if y'all want me to, or point out the Fed devices that they be using illegally, all without warrants, by the way. Why they trying to block my lawsuits? But yeah, they gotta be near you. But like I said, I'll make that a whole nother video if people want that. Alright, so something happened that kind of triggered me because I be having trigger moments most of the time. Because when you're around frauds and you know who the frauds are and they think you stupid, the thing is they'll surround the whole area just to cover their tails, which is even more crazy because they get caught. Blah blah blah. And this is how I know they be turning off the flock cameras and they turn off the. I got a screenshot too, by the way. The work cameras. I don't think the work cameras don't even work. On top of knowing that, I knew first things first. I knew for the get go that there was an undercover FBI agent at my workplace. I knew that at the Donaldson job there was like some type of undercover agent. Also, they pretended to be employees, but it's like some plantation type shit. Like they like a slave owner to these informants. But yeah, so I do that was my main focus during the whole period because they kept vandalizing my car on the company's parking lot. Watch my other videos. I kind of exposed it. I have proof. I kind of exposed the where the fake cell tower is located at, but I took it off my phone because I have like a second device. It's like digital forensics type shit, which is actually crazy because I haven't been learning. My cybersecurity skills haven't been declining. I got a book, my security plus book I still be reading, but I got to put it on hold because they kept sabotaging my income, which make it harder for me to continue my certifications. I'm down there halfway for my 2020. I think it's 2024. I had to stop because they did some illegal BS that caused me to lose income. That was also funding my cybersecurity certifications. Cause I'm like almost halfway there. I'm halfway finished because I also gotta finish. I gotta take the test. I gotta take like a security plus test and a network test, but I gotta relearn a lot of this shit again once we get this shit over with. Once it all pans out at the end of the day. But let's backtrack to the FBI. The keys to the car. BS. That was my main focus for most of the months. I kind of exposed that countless of times. I bring it to social media on St. Louis platforms. This is how you know your government is clearly involved because that's a very credible St. Louis network. Let me see if I can look them up real quick. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, I brought it to Real St. Louis. I think it's Real STL News. I think it was called. That's like the news outlet for the regular citizens. Cause you know, like a lot of these mainstream news outlets are bought out and paid off. Yeah, Real STL News. Apparently, I always say this isn't cheap. Apparently, somebody is spending a lot of money trying to cover their tails, or make sure the whole matches don't don't expose it. I can't find it, but I think it's called Real SEO News. I don't feel like looking for it. But if you're on IG, they had a big following. They got rid of their Instagram for some reason. I don't know why, but I know they on Facebook a lot too. So if you from St. Louis, look into that because there is definitely some corruption going on, and I'm not the only one that actually noticing that. But fast forward to at the job now, I just decided XYC. He kind of sounds like the dude that worked at the expo line. As soon as I brought it up on my phone and I text a few of the former co-workers, 2 females. I text a whole bunch of people, but I'll break up the female. As soon as I first told her, I said, "You remember name A? He going by name B, and he got somebody that looks like his kid up here." And we're gonna talk about the informant father's son or informant family situation in a second, because that happened before at the job in Fitton. Yeah, so name A, he looks like name. He go by name B, but he looks like name A. Back then when we all was working together, you knew he was a Fed. Of course, the people didn't know, cause like I said, people didn't read that tech savvy. And I also brought up that I think they was always spying on him because he disappeared when 30deepgrimeyy left. Just like before he blew up as a rapper, he was blowing up as a rapper. Blah blah blah. It's actually kind of funny. I told her I could have took a picture of his dumb ass because he be walking around in front of my car while I'm on break. And I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm not gonna say I have spies, but I'm gonna say 9%. I'm right. I'm right about that. So name A is going by name B at my current workplace. I told one of my homeboys that I grew up with, because we worked together too. They say, "You remember XYZ name A?" He said, "Yeah." Blah 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 blah. So this man got different names, and he's clearly an informant. He clearly got his kid up here too, and I said something. No, as soon as I said I brought it up to the female. Name A disappeared for like a week. He took vacation. Apparently, everybody got like multiple week vacations now. But yeah. So he disappeared for about a week. He usually calls off. I knew I wasn't wrong. At the end of the day, this is how you know the feds still have access to my phone illegally without warrants. And I got Verizon, by the way, and my phone is wired up to it notifies you if somebody's snooping through my shit, which is very fucking obvious. Or data is going to ping into a fake cell tower. I'm doing all this without even rooting my phone too, by the way, which I'm still planning on doing. I'm not trying to be carrier of 2 phones. VPN do work, but that's how you know the feds going to your phone carriers too, doing some illegal shit. All right, where I'm at. Yeah, he disappeared for a week. He came back. Blah blah blah. Like I said, he's going by a completely different name. I kept trolling on social media. I know he be snooping through my social media profiles. And I said it before. He clearly must be going around telling them that he know XYZ, which he clearly don't. I could guarantee you that. At least I know for a fact. I had it back then. He had 30deepgrimeyy did ask me to be in one of the music videos. I chose not to because, like I said, I was taking my education shit serious back then. Like I was making music, making beats on YouTube and shit. I still do. I got a new YouTube channel. Well, not it is technically a new YouTube channel that I kind of upload all my beats. I'm taking all my beats down off this main channel and putting on the new channel. I think it's in the description if y'all find it. If not, you just follow me on social media. I'll find it. But yes, I think he's been going around saying he know XYZ, which he clearly doesn't, and I can actually prove that. So fast forward. Cause I said I know he had access to my social media. This I know that this is clearly this is family member or his kid, and I'm gonna break down why. Other day kind of looks like him. Cause I also brought it up to some of the former coworkers. Cause I actually did remember something. Say, you remember name A? We keep calling him name A, but he's going by a different name at the job. And know that there is an undercover agent at the job. Noted they are also abusing witness protection programs too. So that's like they're changing their whole identity and shit like that. Yeah, and back then I talked to the homeboys, a lot of the male former coworkers. They told me, yeah, cause I actually remember too. He talked about he had a son and stuff like that. I don't remember he came up there. It's kind of hard to tell because, like I said, I was only there 2 days a week. But a lot of the former coworkers told me that they remember him actually talking about having a son and shit like that. Fast forward to now. Now I can really break down how I know this dude is clearly related to him, and even more proof that it's frauds at this workplace. Well, I'm currently working at, but this has been going on. But this is a whole ass FBI illegal FBI program too that I think it's gonna go down once the casuals start waking up to it. That's why videos like this is actually reported. Like there's tons of people that actually talk about it that with bigger platforms. So it's very fucking obvious. I think too, if St. Louis start catching on to it, I think that's when shit gonna get spooky. But yes, I told the male coworkers. They said, yeah, they remember him bragging about having a son too. Not brag, say he had a son, blah, 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 all that stuff like that. Fast forward to now in my current workplace. Now, like I said before, I know they have access to my social media platform. I'm gonna try to keep this video under like 20 minutes. I might just make a part 2 to it. I'll be saying some slick shit sometimes to pretty much bait. Like, I already know they stupid do my social media platforms, which is, again, is illegal. But it's not illegal, but it's not associated to my real name on my phone number because that's my music profiles. And I didn't tell none of these folks my social media platform. I didn't even tell Informant A my social media platform, which I think that's where the sun comes into play. But yes, those clearly folks spied on us when I found out. But I be saying some slick stuff try to bait him, and he every time I do that he acts hella nervous. Now I could really break down all the mannerisms and shit, but like I said, I'll see all that for part 2. I'm gonna just speed this up. I want to keep this under 20 minutes. But yeah. So I baited him. Like there's tons of shit. Goddamn, I can bring up how I know this is his nigga's kid, and they're like an informant father son duo, a federal informant father son duo. But I be saying some slick shit, blah 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 blah. And they say no, I noticed the I know I'm like 80% positive that's his kid or some type of family member. He be doing like some slick shit too. I might say all this for part 2. Cause you know I be saying right, job sabotaging, work sabotaging. Hell, half these folks don't even. This is a distribution center, and half these folks don't even know how to drive a forklift or pull orders, and they're teaching them on the fly. So that should be another indicator. That is his kid's son. But I don't know if I get pissed off. Like I said, it's public information, and I know they don't work there, so he be doing some slick shit every time I say some slick shit to his dad. And noted, I told 30deepgrimeyy this like months ago that XYZ name A that we used to work with back then. He's up here at my current job going by name B. So this man always been a fit, and he was always spying on you. Yes, I told him all that. Like I said, people gonna know who I'm talking about when I say Line Expo Informant from Maplewood days. But yeah, like I said, I'm trying to keep this video short. I might make a whole part 2 breaking down the whole detail. I gave y'all another like I guess a teaser. I said something slick towards the informant. Daddy did a son did some like some slick shit, like going behind your work and shit. Now I know that they're trying to hide. They hiding behind a bunch of other frauds up here too. So I probably gonna. My goal is to let the hoods of St. Louis be aware of what's going on. So I might just tag this video very differently and shit like that. But yeah, it's all under FISA Section 702. They're illegally spying on Americans without warrants. I have proof of them illegally snooping through my phones. They causing me to lose money and sabotaging my source of income and job opportunities. Like it's got to the point where if I was aware of this back then, hey, I would have got a private attorney, and I would have got a private attorney for the EOC right to sue letter situation. Because now that's what I was told, private attorneys. I was going to regular attorneys. I guess because they get funded by the government. But yeah, I'm trying to keep the video short and sweet. I might make a part 2 calling this fraud out. But like I said, I might not, because like the former coworkers, they're gonna know who I'm talking about. The more I hear this man talk, they say, like, he sound like his ass. On top of they did some they try to change the rules at the workplace too to make it more obvious. You don't expose informant's identity because they're gonna put their life at risk and shit. Either I don't care because they try to fuck up my income and they keep analyzing my damn card. On top of that, there's still a undercover agents with key access to my card at this job. And they're playing hot potato with my keys. And going to future centers. But yeah, I might make a part 2. Who knows? I might make something else before then, but let's see how it goes after I upload this.